Codex by OpenAI is fantastic. It translates our natural language into code. It's also trained on large amount of public code and it supports multiple programming languages and frameworks. Here's how to set everything up. Let's get started. First, we need to set up and install a few supporting tools. We will choose Python today as our coding language. So what you want to do is to go to Google and here you search for download Python. Just pick the first hit here. Pick the download Python. That will download the executable and you will run that executable. Here you want to install, but first let's also add the python.exe to path and we will use the admin privileges when installing the py.exe. So here you press install now, lean back and Python is installed. So now you want to click close. We also want a place to edit our code. Here we will choose Visual Studio Code, a free lightweight tool from Microsoft. So what we can do is to go back to Google and here we will say download VS Code. VS stands for Visual Studio. Just take the first hit again and here you will pick the Windows installer. Just click here. That will download VS Code and we will again hit open file. And then you will accept and click next and accept a few times. That's it. We have installed Visual Studio Code. Let's wait a bit in starting it, so I'll just click finish here. We also need Git. Git is a tool that tracks changes in the code and Codex will need that. So again, we go back and we say download Git. Just pick the first hit again. And here we will choose the Windows installation. Take the latest that will download Git. Open that one, you know the drill. Here we want to click next, 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 a few times and install it. That's it. Let's just disable this and click finish. Let's make sure that we have everything correctly installed. So first I can go down to my start menu, type CMD for command prompt, then press enter. First, let's check Python. So here I'll say Python space 2 hyphens version. There we have Python installed. All good. I can do the same with Git. So I'll say Git 2 hyphens version. And we have also installed Git. For Codex to work, you need a GitHub account. GitHub is a place where people can collaborate on code and all work in Codex must go through GitHub. So let's set that up for you. I'll close down my command prompt and up here in the browser, I will navigate to github.com. If this is your first time, you will click sign up, or if you already have an account, you can click sign in. I will set up a fresh account, so I'll hit sign up. Here I'll fill in my email, username and password, and then I'll click create account. There you go. Now a code is sent to my email. So I go to my email inbox and most likely it's in your spam. There it was. Go in and grab this code, paste it in here, and now we can log in. Now we need to create a repository. In our repository, we have our code and version controlling. If you work on multiple projects, you will have multiple repositories. What you will do is to click repository up here. We will give our repository a name. I will call this Jensen demo and we will give it a description. I will say a repository to demonstrate Codex. Let's make this private. We will add a README as well, and then we will create a repository and here you will see the README. Codex can create new code for you, but it was originally built to help you maintain and improve your existing code base. We will do just that now. Here I prepared a web page, and if you download the lesson files below, you can build with me. I really hope you want to do that. So go download this folder and unzip it. It will look like this. We have a few files in it. Let's go open them in Visual Studio Code. So go down to your Start menu, and then you search for Visual Studio Code and open it. We will first install Python extension in here. So I'll go to extensions over to the left. Here you can see we have Python, and if you don't see it there, simply just search for Python. It will show up and you will click install. This will install the Python extension. When we have installed that, we want to open up our folder. You can close this now. You do that by hitting File, Open Folder. Then you go to your desktop, and here we can see we have the website folder. That's the folder we want to open. Here we have the files to the left, and you want to navigate to the serve.py. This is our Python script, and we will start the web page by saying run Python file up here in the upper right corner. There we have it. So today's web page is a task board for developer teams, a lightweight one. What we will do here is to log in. And yes, the login is right here, so it's easy for you to find. So go pick that as an email, and the password you can decide. I choose 123. Any password works. We can click sign in. Here we have the board. It's a swim lane board. We have a backlog, in progress, review, and done. We can move issues between these here. Can also filter it. Let's say I go up to all priorities. I can find the low priorities, medium, and high. I can also see what Alice has for high priorities. I can see what Bob got or all Bob's priorities. Let's clear the filter. Then we have a settings page where we can switch between light and dark mode. But as you can see, it does not work. That's a shame. I can also go to About, and here we have a little bit of a bug, so we need to improve that. Let's go through everything with Codex, but first, before we start working with Codex, we must add this code base in our local computer to the GitHub repository. Let's go do that. We can close the web page for now and then go to GitHub. Go up and click the code here, the drop down, and then you want to copy this URL. Then we want to create a new folder on our desktop. I will right click here. I will say new, and then we will call it folder. Here I want to call this folder task website like this. What we will do is to open up the folder. So I double click to open it. So here we need a basic understanding of Git. I'll just teach you the basics. If you shift right click here in the empty folder, that will make us, we can see this open Git Bash. You want to do that. So this is like a terminal window. First we want to say git clone, and then you want to paste in the URL. You can do that by right clicking. You cannot Ctrl V like you're used to, so simply just paste. Then you want to add a space and a dot. Then you will get asked to sign in to your GitHub account. So here I want to sign in with my browser. That's it. You can just close it here and minimize it. We are signed in over here. Then our files from the repository are now copied to this folder. That is our local folder. Yes, we only have the README, but we also see that we can have this hidden Git folder, you might want to enable hidden files in view to make it viewable, but it is here, and this is the connection to GitHub. Now we can add the files to this folder, so we can add them from the website and then send them to the repository. What we will do is to open up the web page. Then we will take all these files, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V to paste them in here. We will have a new README, that's fine. I'll just replace the old README. So now we work in the task website. You can close down the website folder. Then we go to the terminal window. So here we want to first send them to the repository. We want to do a few steps. The first one here is to write git add and then a dot, hit enter. We will get a warning here, and this is just that it will automatically change our file lines endings from Linux style to Windows style. Don't worry, it's all good. Then we will have a label to the message that we sent with. We will do that by saying git commit message added the website code. Do like this, and then we will hit enter. Here you will have a success message, and finally we will push the code to the repository. You will do that with a git push, do like this, and then we have pushed it. Now you can go to the repository, because now these files will be over here. So if you refresh this page, you will now see them, and we also have the message right here. This is nice, and also we have the README is updated as well. Really nice. And now we will go to Codex. So open up a new browser tab and navigate to your ChatGPT. Here we will go to Codex. You can do that in the menu to the left. Click Codex. So this is our first time here. We will need to connect to our GitHub. So click Connect GitHub. Continue to GitHub. Here you might need to click Accept a few times, and if it prompts you for your password, also put that in. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That will really help me and my channel a lot. Thank you. So here I will just install and authorize. That's it. Now we can go back into Codex, and let me close a few of these up here. So now you will see that it does not say connect GitHub anymore. It says select environment. But let's start another place. So we will go up to settings. And if you go down to data controls, you will see that you're now connected to GitHub. Then we want to create a new environment, and please do it here from settings with a few more options. So if I go to environments, I can click create environment right here. Then you want to make sure that your GitHub organization is correct, especially if you have multiple ones. So this seems right. Then in the repository, you want to search for the repository that we created. We call it Jensen demo here, and go click that. Now it's here. Then we can also put in a description if we want. Here I have a team subscription in ChatGPT. I don't want it to share it with my team members for now, but I will only share it with me, maybe some other day. We can do a few more things here. We can have some code execution and stuff like that, but let's just create this environment. And in 2 seconds, you're ready. Here it says environment created successfully. Then we can move back to Codex. So you get the success message, and you should also see the environment down here. Now let's get a quick overview of Codex. So here we can describe our task. we can prompt with question, bug fixes, or wishes to new features. Codex will build it for us. I can also choose to upload files. That will be to upload files that can support my prompt. To the right of the upload button, we can choose the environment. Right now I only have one, but make sure you choose the right environment. Then we have the main. This is our so-called branch. This is a Git specific term. For very large project, we will have multiple branches such as development, test, etc. But in this example, we will only use main. We can also choose how many versions of code we want. Right now it's one version. I can have 2 different versions. I just click here. Imagine that you're just getting hired in a new job for a developer position. Going through a web page can be complicated, but with Codex we can do that very easily. Go up in the describe task and then say, give me a short and non-technical introduction to this code base. And let's say maximum 5 lines. If you click ask here, the response will be faster than if we click code. Now it will just answer questions based on the code base instead of suggesting new code. Down here, after a few seconds, in tasks, you will see that it's working on 2 versions. Here I will fast forward a little. And then after around 2 minutes, we have 2 versions. We have version 1 and version 2 where we have the descriptions. This is nice because then I can pick the description I want the most, and I can even go follow up down here. So let's go back again. And then we go up and describe a task, and let's just take 1 version this time so it will go a little bit faster. Then we can describe, for example, what tech stack is used in this project. Then we hit ask again, and now you will see our previous tasks is here, and the one that we are working on shows up here. We can even execute tasks in parallel. So right now it's working here. We can ask, where is task data saved? Then I can hit ask. And now we run these 2 in a parallel. Let us just see it starts the task, and then we will fast forward until these 2 are finished. And that's it. I can find the tech stack by clicking here. Here we can see that the app is implemented as a static font and built with plain HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. There's no backend or database, and a lightweight Python script. Then I can go back and say locate task data storage. Task data is persisted in the browser's local storage under the Kanban task v1 key, blah, blah, blah. This is nice. And then I want to go back to Codex. And now let's have Codex to create new web features for us. That is to write code and update this little bit boring website. What we do is again go up to describe a task, and here I will say implement different colors for each swim lane. The backlog swim lane must be red, like this, in progress blue, etc. Here I could again, if I really want, I could have multiple versions, but let's just go with 1. Now it's important that you click code instead of asks, because then it will code it for us. Now it will start, and let's fast forward over this task. And that's it. So here we can see it finished. It's not working anymore. Go click it. Then we are worked for 2 minutes. Here we can have a little preview of the board. Then you want to click diff. Here we can see what it has changed and added, what it has removed, added. That's the green one. Here you want to go through this, And if you're satisfied with it, then you want to make a pull request. That is, we want to say include this code in the repository, or at least can you approve it? Then when we go to GitHub, or the manager there can decide if this code should be in the repository. What you do here is to say create pull request up here at the GitHub logo. Then when you have done that, you want to click, or at least when it has loaded, you want to click view PR. Then let's fast forward over this. Then you can hit view PR. Here we have the pull request. In the real world, we should go through it, we should review the code, we should test it, etc. But here we just accept it. What you will do is to click merge pull request. And here you can see a commit message and an extended description which says add swim lane color coding to the Kanban board. If we really want this, we should say confirm merge, and that's it. Now it's in our repository. If we want it locally, that is, we still have this little page, the web page, the website here locally. Let's also close down this command prompt here just to clean a little bit up. What you will do is to go into your task website folder. Again, when you're in there, you shift on your keyboard and then you right click, you open Git Bash. Then you will say git pull, and now the code is pulled from the directory. That is good. Then we also want to check that it's really updated the code. So what you will do here is to, we can again close this, that is to go to Visual Studio Code. So this was the website folder that we have opened. We just demoed it in the beginning. So what we will do here is to say file, close folder, and then we will open up the correct folder. So I'll say file, open folder, go to the desktop. Now we will open up the task website. Click select. Then you again go to serve.py, go up and say run Python file. That will launch the Kanban board again. And also log in once more. So it's not here that changed. We changed the colors, or Codex changed it for us. So if I click sign in here, and if I think nothing happens, I can make a hard refresh. That is, I can say Ctrl F5, do like this. That is just to clear the cache. Then you will see that we have a nice swim lane diagram in different colors. It's that easy to code with Codex. Let's implement another feature. So here we have the Kanban board. Let's just close this again. We can also close this. And here we want to go back to Codex. So we want to add a dashboard now. So go up and describe a task. I'll say add dashboard.html that summarizes tasks per assignee, cards with counts by status. So I just describe in my human words what I want. Then I can say include links to the board that can pre-filter by assignee. Then we click code. And again, we will see, just as before, when we did the swim lane color coding, we will see that the task starts down here. Let's fast forward. That's it. Here we can see it changed 212. Let's go in and click that. And again, we want to review. So here we can actually see the team dashboard. That looks fine. It now created this. That's the preview at least. The difference in codes, we can see what's added and what's taken out. A lot of lines added. We should, of course, carefully review this. Again, we want to click create pull request, and then we will wait a few seconds. That's it. You want to go to view pull request up here. And then if we like it, we want to click merge pull request. Let's also say that we have tested it and likes. I want to click confirm merge. That's it. Then we can get it to our local PC once more. Right now it's in our repository. So let's go back here. What we want to do is again move to the task website. If you haven't opened it, simply just go and open it. Then you press shift on your keyboard, right click with your mouse and say open Git Bash here. Then in the terminal window you say git pull, hit enter. That's it. You will see that your files changed a bit. And then you can close this one again and go to Visual Studio Code. Now we want to inspect it. So we will stop this serve pi. We can do that by going here and say Ctrl C. That will stop it. That is because we want to run it once more. I can just click run up here. Then I want to log in. Let's have a password. Click sign in. And again, if you don't see the dashboard, then just clear the cache on the website. I'll say Control and then I'll say F5. Now you will see that the dashboard shows up here. If you click that, this is exactly what we wanted. Now we can see the different persons and we have one unassigned. Let's say I want to go to Carol. I can just hit open board and then I go to Carol, and as you can see here, we have Carol filtered out. Really, really nice. We can also use Codex to fix bugs, because when we were here on the side, if I go to settings, I can't really toggle between light and dark. We want to make that work. Again, we will do it with Codex. So what you will do is let's just close the page. Let's also close this and go back to the prompt window. Here, what we want to do is to describe the next task. Here I'll say if the user chooses dark mode, nothing happens. Again, I just vaguely say what the problem is. And then I can say something like it is always light mode, like this. Fix the bug. This is really nice. Then I hit code. Now it will fix our bug. And you can also see the entire task list down here. We can see that we have merged these two. The first three guys here, they were our questions. Let's fast forward over the fix dark mode selection bug. And that's it. Here we can see that it finished. Let's go in again. And right now we don't have a preview. That's fine. But here we have the differences that it changed. We can review them and then we can create another pull request and wait a few seconds until it has loaded up here. That's it. Let's view the pull request. We go to GitHub, the repository. Here I can say merge pull request and I can confirm the merge. Let's also have them to our local PC just as before. So I go back here and in the task website folder, say shift right click, you know the drill, open Git Bash here. And then you want to say git pull like this, hit enter. That's it. Let's see the change in action. Let's close here and go to Visual Studio Code. Again, we go down here and then we say Ctrl C to stop the serve.py. Go back to serve.py and run it once more. We do that to refresh the code. So let me do this. Let's choose a password again, 1, 2, 3. So now we want to see that dark mode works. I go to settings. And if you see this happens again, you need to clear the cache. So I'll say Control and I'll say F5 like this. And now when I toggle on dark mode, it works. Can go to the board. We now have full dark mode. Much better. Codex also comes as a Visual Studio Code extension. So go to Visual Studio Code Then you want to hit extensions here. And now we want to search for Codex. Make sure you pick the right one. That is the one from OpenAI with 1 million downloads currently and not the first hit. I think that's the sponsored one. So make sure you install the correct one. Then you will see a Codex icon here, or it's actually an OpenAI icon. Go click that. Now we want to sign in with our ChatGPT account. So click here. Then you want to say open. Then you want to fill in your email and password and maybe two-factor auth it a few times. And then it looked like this. You can just hit continue. And then we're signed into Codex. You can close this, go back to Visual Studio Code. Then you go down here. Then there's a little guide. Just click next. I think it's like 1,000 times. Just kidding. It was 5. Up here, we have our recent tasks. Those were the ones that we have done in the user interface. Then we go down here. First, we want to set local or cloud. Right now we work locally, but we can also run in the cloud if we have larger tasks. Then we want to in switch mode. If I just need to chat, I take the chat or plan. That will be fast. Or I can have the agent. The agent again can change my code, but I will need to humanly approve it. If I wanted to go full rogue, that is, I can give it full access, then it will just perform these changes. I prefer to have the agent and not the full access because I'm a little bit careful. So we will leave it here. Then we also can choose the model. Larger models create better results, but smaller models are faster. We will just stay with the GPT-5 Codex medium. Then I can also choose to include recent files. That is the auto context. Disable that. In the plus, I can add context. Here, let's search for, if I click up here, search for the About HTML. That's the one we want to change. So if I go to my web page, this About page is a little bit boring. Let's go change that. We want to change it with a prompt. So here I want to say make a very modern design for this page. Then we start. And see here it thinks, and then it will start to edit the code. Here it will ask us when it wants to run shell commands. That is again, if I can say approve the session, we will need to do it like sometimes when it creates these, as you can see here. But we could also have gave the agent full access, then we wouldn't have to do this. So let's approve it a few times. Now you can see 1 out of 3 tasks completed. We will let it work and I will approve like 5 to 10 more. And then we will see the result once it's finished. That's it. I can go through the key changes or I can see what it has changed. So we can go back to the Explorer. We just say Ctrl C down here to stop it, and then we run the server pi again. Here we have our dev Kanban. Let's log in. Do like this. Click sign in. Then we want to go to About, and again you want to clear the cache. You did that by saying Control, and you say F5. There you go. This is just my password manager. This is what it has created. Sometimes it creates these better and sometimes worse, but this is so impressive. Your next advanced ChatGPT video is right here. See you.